Welcome to Brain Wreck. I'm Jason X.
And I'm Kevin Graham.
And this is the best show on the internet.
Back for another week, here to bring you all the goods, all the silliness, all the shenanigans, all of the entertainment.
All the fun.
Yeah, all the fun that you get on this channel.
The fun in 2025.
We're bringing the fun right here, which is why you should subscribe to this channel when you get a second. Just hit that little button down below and give it a like. And join the chats and leave a comment.
Please do.
And all of that fun thing that all your favorite content creators tell you to do because it helps their numbers.
We like numbers.
We like numbers. We want to be up in those numbers. We want to be up in those numbers.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I got so many numbers.
Let's get the numbers. I mean, I got
all up in them numbers.
I don't know. I mean, like, I got one number and I'm happy with that. Like, that's, I'm okay. I just need my one, but I want some more.
All right, they're already starting hot with talking about the Fed. So
they give a rematch. What the hell just fell on me?
You leaking there, pal?
No, it was my because I got the little thingy here. It's like boop, and then it fell on my foot, and I got really scared because shit, there's something in my office.
He's a grown man, folks.
Grown man. I'm allowed. Hey, you know what? I'm allowed to be afraid in my own home. Okay.
That's your right.
That's my right.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what like the Fourth Amendment is like raised on.
No quarter?
Yeah.
I mean, the fuck does it have to do with being afraid in your own home?
I mean, like, why would you don't want to be afraid in your own home? Anyway.
Wait, hang on real quick before we get into wrestling, which we're going to get into in a minute.
Totally.
Like,
we're going to talk about
now I want to know. Yeah, we're going to talk about all of Monday Night Raw. But like I want to know, sidebar, like if there's ghosts in your home, which we already kind of know that there are.
Oh, no, my house is haunted.
Your house is haunted.
For y'all just tuning in, like, we had to stage multiple times.
But also, like, I feel like your house is haunted to the point where you're like, I can't deal with the fucking ghosts. I got a hole that I need to fix.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like that. So, like, but let's say, you don't need to fix any holes.
Sure.
Okay. And you feel like you got some ghosts in your house. How do you react?
Depends. Like, what kind of ghosts are we talking about? Like, are they spooking me? Like, are they like slamming doors and doing some wacky shit?
I mean, like they're just kind of around, doing what ghosts do. Like, maybe they're closing a door, maybe they're moving stuff on a shelf.
Well, the idea of property is just a construct. Like, nobody actually owns anything.
I mean,
because like you're gonna die and you can't take it with you. So like, what the fuck? Like, somebody else is gonna live in your shit, and then like, then whose shit is it? Like, how many people has to be in your shit before it becomes everybody's shit?
Okay,
and that's the world. That's the earth, folks. Like, that's life.
So like, where do you fall then on like dealing with the ghosts?
I mean, what are you gonna do? Like, you're either gonna sage and like try to get rid of them, or like you just have to like deal with what's going on. Okay, they drag you into a lake.
We just watched.
Oh, you just watched a movie?
Well, we just watched a show where there were some ghosts dragging people in the lakes. So
I am against what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Unwelcomed touching. we are not permitting unwelcome touching on this show.
Consent first.
Consensual touching. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
Okay. Blake says,
she used to talk with the ghosts.
See, I feel like if we had ghosts, or even like a demon, like if we had a demon in our house,
that's my cat.
I would just be like, brother, pay rent or leave me alone, because like we're not dealing with you.
Just your fair share.
Yeah, just a fair share. Which like. I feel like if there's a demon in a home, I'm just like, listen, man, you ain't seen the shit I had to do,
right?
So like,
walk a mile in my shoes.
Yeah, walk a mile in my shoes. Fucking demon. Who'd you ever beat?
Yeah, who'd you beat?
Yeah,
not D'Lo Brown.
Not D'Lo Brown. Got to be down with the Brown.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. So like, I mean. D-Lo.
I know he had some feedback for you. I know.
We got heat. But yeah, there was a goddamn wrestling show.
Yeah, there was.
That happened Monday, and if you listen to the hype, it was historic.
It was historic. They even said it on the show. It was historic.
About 37,000 fucking times.
Possibly. the most historic night in WWE history?
Not for the reasons they were hoping for.
Not for the reasons they were hoping for. Plus, can you really continue to say, oh, this is the most historic night in blank?
They do it every pay-per-view.
They do it. Well, not only that, but it's like every era. Because there's always going to be another most historic night.
Right.
Because 10 years have passed and you're doing something different that is on a larger scale. So it's like, can we stop saying like this is the most and just say what a historic night this is?
Right. Yeah.
Because like, is the WWE debuting on Netflix really as big as like the first WrestleMania, the numbers they were doing in the late 90s?
Right.
Like there's WrestleMania 40 just in general. Like
right.
I mean, I get it. It's Netflix, but also it's fucking Netflix.
Well, to be fair, they did also get some mainstream media.
That is true.
Off of it, not for the reasons they wanted.
Not for
Again, didn't go to plan.
We'll get into that a bit.
There was a big mistake on this show.
Oh yeah,
there was a huge mistake. Okay, Christy's got a meme. She's gonna send us.
God damn it.
And apparently we're gonna love it. So,
it is like it's one of those things where like too much of my world
in one place.
Okay,
I get that.
Yeah,
I get you. Yeah. You're a man who compartmentalizes everything.
I try to. It doesn't always work.
Emotions,
but I try.
Thoughts, different life, work, everything
pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah. So you already had Netflix before you got.
Yeah, so we got Netflix over the summer because we wanted to show the daughter the Stranger Things. You know, she was getting to the age where some of that stuff is becoming a little bit more appropriate. 13, so we were like, oh yeah, we'll do that. We watched the Wednesday show, pretty good for the most part. We'll be watching season 2.
Cool.
When it comes around, and so we already had the Netflix. So when they said like, oh, like Raw's coming to Netflix, I'm like, hot damn, I get to cancel Peacock. Like that was like
that's one down.
That's one down.
We don't need that.
So many more to go.
Yeah.
But this was actually a historical night for me. You know, as somebody who used to be in the ring, you know, as you and I have, you know, we watch wrestling a little bit differently, and for the most part I don't. And the thing about that is I've kept my kids away from it a lot. For a lot of reasons.
Sure.
But this was one of the first shows I actually sat down and watched with my 8-year-old son, who has never really watched wrestling before. He knows that I did it. He's seen some of my matches, that sort of thing, but he's never really sat down and watched the show. So I have some notes while we go through the show here on the perspective of an 8-year-old boy who has never really seen wrestling before and what he found interesting. And that's interesting.
That'll be fun to go through because I'm also interested to kind of determine if that matches up with like what we thought. When we were watching wrestling at 8 years old.
At 8 years old, right?
Yeah. It's like, you know, it could be some similarities there.
Totally.
Yeah. So I ended up caving and subscribing to Netflix, which they fucked me on.
Netflix fucked you?
They ripped me off, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
So when my mom came to visit, you know, 2 months ago, she had logged into Netflix.
She has the Flicks. Okay.
She has Netflix, and so she logged into, you know, on the TV. And after she left, I was like, oh, you know, somebody didn't log out. And I don't think she's sharing the password with anybody else. So, you know, Christy and I, there have been a couple of shows on there.
Sure.
That are exclusive that I, you know, had a chance to watch. So, you know, we watched one show pretty quickly. And then we started to watch like, you know.
That Alan Tudyk alien show?
No. This is all like Mike Flanagan stuff.
Okay.
Like big horror movie guy.
Right.
And and then we went to his second series that he did on there. And like we got midway through 3 episodes in, and I got hit with looks like there's too many people logged in. Not going to be able to get in here anymore.
Netflix came a knocking.
Like every couple of days, like
Big
every couple
Netflix.
of weeks, I would check and nothing. Still nothing. So like Monday, or it was like Sunday night, I'm just like, fuck it. Just get it. At least for the month. We can finish the one show, maybe another one, and I can see what the fuck's going on with WWE. Sign up, subscribe, boom. They got me for $15, $16.
Mm-hmm.
I go to log out of my mom's, and wouldn't you know it,
it works.
We're in. And I'm just like, and this is the second time this has happened too. Second time.
See, I think for this specific episode of Raw, right? They had the executives of Netflix in the crowd and showed them on fucking camera.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They need to justify this purchase. Netflix does.
Netflix?
Like Netflix needs to justify the $1 billion fucking contract.
$5 billion contract.
So like they're letting everybody watch this fucking first one. We need to get those numbers up.
Yeah.
We need to justify our jobs.
Yeah.
We need to make sure our bosses know that we didn't fuck up.
Exactly.
By spending so much money on this fake horse shit.
Which, yeah. I mean, but yeah, I was fine with it. I was like, whatever, we'll get 5 weeks of Raw, a couple shows and movies down. It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's get into it.
All right, let's get into it. So the show opens, right?
The show opens.
And there's a goddamn fort over the ring. They've built a pillow fort with some sheets. And I wrote this down because I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And they're doing the drone shot.
Yeah.
Okay. Now also, for background, for those of you who don't know, I'm a production man. You dabble in the production as well.
A little bit.
That drone shot with the transition into the actual video was a thing of art. Like the lineup of that to the dip to white into the video. Yeah. Like I watched that and I'm popping huge.
Sure.
And the boys next to me being like, I was like, what a transition. Did you see that shit?
Dude,
did
you see that shit? Me. I hadn't even started watching it yet, and I just get a text from you. That was a dope transition. And I'm like, I don't even know what's like. Did somebody go from like a tackle drop down into like a cool spot? Like,
listen, this is the thing. The thing WWE does better than anybody else in the whole fucking world is production. They do it better than the NFL. They do it better than hockey. They do it better than any other major sport in the world. They do it better than most movie studios.
They do.
WWE production is the gold standard.
Like right now.
Period.
Well, right now, because if it was like 10 years ago, it would have been dog shit.
Oh, it would have been dog shit.
Yeah. It would have been absolute. Fuck Kevin Dunn.
Fuck Kevin Dunn. Like they should sell that on shop.com. Like a fuck Kevin Dunn shirt with a drone on it or some shit. Like,
yeah.
Like what they're doing now is the greatest television production in television history.
Dude, they should work that drone gimmick more. Like,
we're gonna get into that.
Like when they had like the WWE blimp or whatever, the thing that would have
Well, the thing is, this show personally brought back the referee cam.
We're going to talk about that when we get there.
Yes.
But I'm so mad about the referee.
Okay. Well, we are responsible for that. So maybe we can bring back the blimp. Let's get a groundswell.
Yeah. Change the blimp, do a drone, but like give it a spot every show. Like there's the WWE Universe drone,
So
doing cool shit.
Not to jump ahead, but
yeah.
That drone transition and shot and video was awesome.
Yeah.
I could have done without the other 37 drone shots on the show.
A little much.
It's a thing of like the thing that they should have done. Take out 10 of those drone shots.
Yeah.
Give me a solid oneer.
Ooh. They didn't do a single oneer.
On the Netflix fucking premiere, they didn't do a solid oneer.
We didn't get a oneer. We didn't get an aerial view of somebody running around the ring. Like the stuff that they were doing super well in the months leading up. Yeah, like you didn't see any of that.
You didn't see any of that. You saw like whoever got the job, who got the gig to fly the drone, is having the time of their life.
Oh, sure.
They're like, all the rules are out the window. They're flying through the concession stand. Like, you're not supposed to fly over people, by the way. I'm a certified drone person, and they're like, "Fuck the rules." Like, we don't give a shit.
A kid just got seriously injured when a drone got loose and flew into him. Like, it's not good.
Like, you need specific regulations to be able to do that, and most of the time they're like, "No, bro."
No.
So the drone stuff was really cool. The opening package was great.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the black canvas.
Okay. Yeah, because let's start here. Completely new look to the ring, the announce table, and the referees.
The black ref shirts.
Black ref shirts, yeah.
Yep. I will say the biggest pop of the night from the boy, 8-year-old, Fortnite logo in the middle of the ring.
Fortnite logo in the middle of the ring, which, start getting used to that, folks, because that canvas is going to be a big old billboard going forward.
Going forward, because guess what? There is money to be made. So here's the thing. Let's just start with this.
Yeah.
Fuck Vince McMahon.
Fuck Vince McMahon.
Let's start off there, right?
Yeah.
Fuck Vince McMahon. However, the man never sold any advertisements on the mat because he felt it would have devalued the product. I'm kind of on board with that.
I'm on board with that as well. I don't, unless it's a Slim Jim's logo, just because I've got that nostalgia in me.
Totally.
I don't like seeing things on the mat.
Yeah.
Even sometimes when there's like logos on the mat,
like the show logo,
like the event logo, like it works a lot of times, but like
the old Nitro,
when they like ECW always did the names of the shows on the canvas.
On the canvas, yeah.
You know,
it's distracting.
I appreciate the novelty. But going back to what we were saying, what was it, last week, talking about Saturday night's main event, there was too many, on Saturday night's main event, there were too many things with too much color that were distracting.
Right.
So I lean more towards like, let's simplify things. Let's not make it too busy. But granted, I don't mind a logo every now and then.
Sure.
The amount of logos here, I was like, hey,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. Maybe it won't be for every show.
Maybe.
Because this was a big show and they were getting a lot of eyes on it. So, hey, sell the advertising.
Here's the thing, though. There's a couple concerns I have. Okay. So, obviously, you're selling advertisement space on your mat that is going to be there for the history of your video library, right? Yeah. So whenever they're doing a goddamn CM Punk, goddamn fucking, history video or whatever, Fortnite is going to be in the middle of the fucking ring in, 2036 or whatever the fuck.
Which I would have to say Epic Games spent a lot of money for that.
Oh, yeah. A lot of money.
They're maybe not charging Super Bowl prices. But
they are for tickets, brother. Have you seen those ticket prices?
Oh, yeah.
Holy fuck.
Largest arena gate was 17,000 people. Yeah, they're charging a bunch now. But I could see them maybe charging Super Bowl like advertising prices for like 6 to 8 months. You know what I mean? And that's like at least one show a week for this amount of time. Easily, like, you could charge 10 mil per company that wants to do that. Like, the exposure, the length of time that's going to be on the library.
Forever, right? And the problem with that too is like a lot of these companies, sometimes shit goes wrong.
Oh yeah,
right. Like, could you imagine like fucking having Subway on your mat and then the Jared thing happens?
Yeah,
like that's there forever, bro.
Like, hey, folks, not for nothing, but, those Logan Paul brands that he's out there selling the kids now, there's a reason why they have lawsuits against them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Selling moldy food, not paying their vendors, I think, was the one for Prime.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, and then it'll be outed that, he's a fucking shitbag like all the other. Well, I mean, he is a shitbag.
I did
We
like
already know that.
there was no hydration station. So like
I appreciated that.
I appreciated that. It looks like that Prime is no longer the main sponsor, which is great.
Which is great.
The other thing I want to say about the black canvas.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of dig the black canvas.
I do too.
But if we're going to do a black canvas, all these motherfuckers need to stop wearing black. Like all of them.
Yeah.
Because they all do, and they're on a black fucking canvas.
Yeah. You got to go black or gray canvas.
Yeah.
I would lean more towards gray, honestly, just so that every color, including black, can pop. And it's not going to be like too crazy. But yeah, the black canvas, and everybody wears black gear now.
Yeah.
It's derivative and boring. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
But I think like it gives a great opportunity, the black canvas does, for everybody on the roster to switch to neon colors. I think if everyone on the roster switched to neon colors, it would, we could recognize everybody a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
And then also, it gives a lot of opportunity to bring back the Mountain Dew pitch black match.
Which, hey, I'm on board for a number 2 with that one.
Bring back the day glow.
Bring it back.
Let's go.
Bring back the day glow. Did you see? Hang on. Sidebar. So recently, Vampiro had his final match.
Oh, he did he?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Down in Mexico. They essentially did a Mountain Dew blackout match.
Okay.
Where black lights on the ring, everybody's wearing neon. Okay.
Okay.
This is Vampiro's final match.
Final match, right.
What do you think Vampiro wears?
If it's his final match, I mean, the motherfucker wore white face paint like his whole career. So, like, I imagine that, and like black pants,
t-shirt and jeans.
That's amazing.
Not a single ounce of neon.
Nothing.
Every other luchador is wearing some kind of neon. He wears t-shirt, jeans, and you can't see him in the match.
Well, I mean, like that may be by design, Like
I don't know, man.
Like he was never great. Let's be honest. Like
I mean,
he was a gimmick.
He had a type.
He was a gimmick.
He had a style. Yeah,
it's true.
That's a style.
And Christy's on board as long as she gets another 12 pack of the pitch black.
Yeah, baby, you get all the pitch black you want. That was weird. I don't like that.
Yeah, that
didn't work. That was, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
Anyways, black canvases.
You know what? They can't all be home runs.
They can't all be home runs.
That's sometimes you get up to the plate and you foul ball.
Story of my life. The black canvas, I think, works. What do you think of the black ref shirts?
Hate it.
Hate it.
Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. The only thing I like about it is that it makes them more invisible, which is a ref is supposed to be invisible, but it makes them too invisible.
It makes them too invisible.
The only ref that stood out was the ref in the main event, and that was because he was beat red the entire time.
Yo, he like homie went out and got himself the Hogan tan.
He got the
and like Hogan tan in a can. Oh yeah,
we'll gotta rename that.
Also, I had no clue that was Chad Patton in the first match.
Yeah, no idea.
Like, I'm watching this. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? And like, oh, senior referee Chad Patton. I was like, wait, that. Okay. Like, came out of nowhere for me. Yeah, didn't so much like the ref shirts. They blended too much. I like the new announce table. That looked fun.
Ooh, yeah, that was fun. I love that it didn't crumble.
That table looked thick,
and that's great because
that is great. It
needs to.
Yeah, it looked like it was heavy, thick plastic.
And we'll get into that in the main.
Yeah.
When they talk about that, but the thing that like also stood out from kind of more of a production and stylistic standpoint was definitely going TV 14.
TV 14, yeah.
Definitely going. There was a lot more, not hard curse words, but there was a lot more shits and things like that were not bleeped
I think
there was like an F-bomb or something that they did.
Yeah, I mean, those squeak every now and then, so it is what it is. I did notice them hit mute a few times.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, they're still being mindful of it. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, even when, it was the PG era, you would still get a lot of that TV-14 close to mature type rating stuff. And, it's going to come through every now and then just because that's the nature of pro wrestling. Like,
right.
You got to be aggressive. You got to be in the moment. And a lot of times in the moment, you're like, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Or like, oh, you motherfucker.
Right.
It happens,
And they didn't when the crowd was chanting obscenities, they did not bleep that out.
Did not believe it.
So like that was interesting as well.
That was pretty quick too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what did you think of the opening of the show being Triple H promo going into a Rock promo? What did you think about starting it off that way?
Didn't like that. I thought it was a lot of nothing up top. And I'm going to ask you this question, and we can keep this in mind as we're going through the card.
Sure.
Throughout the entire night, I had this feeling.
Okay.
And that feeling was something is off. Because I don't know what was going on with Rocky, but Monday night and Tuesday night on NXT, he seemed to be a little bit off key. Like he was a half step behind.
Well, the thing that I didn't understand right off the bat, right? So as someone who has paid attention, but has not followed closely to the product, right? The Rock comes out, talks about, again, what a historical night this is after Triple H just fucking said 11,000 times what a fucking historical night it is. I get it. We're all writing our own history, brother.
Yeah.
But The Rock comes out and essentially immediately kills off all of his storylines.
I mean, okay, because I saw a lot of criticism of this. And I understand where people are coming from. I do. However, this was one of those instances where I'm like, we're pulling back the curtain on this one.
There was a lot of that on this show.
A lot of
that.
But like at this time, I was like, okay, like they're pulling back the curtain. They need The Rock to come out because like the Rock's on the board.
Well, yeah. I mean,
and
that was a smart move. Let's not. That was a smart move.
Smart move. And it's the fucking Rock, and it's the premiere of Netflix. So you want to have that moment. So like, and like having him come out and cut a final boss promo, it's not going to do what the business needs him to do.
Right.
That was very much a business appearance.
Oh, 1,000%.
So like, I'm okay knowing what that was supposed to be. Like, guys, it's pro wrestling. Okay. It's like, I get it. But like, this is when everybody complains about, they're breaking kayfabe when they're going out and watching a collection of shoot interviews immediately after.
The thing of it for me though, is I'm fine. I was fine with the Roman Reigns stuff. That's fine. It's perfectly fine. Like they haven't split yet at all. Like him saying all that stuff was great. The Cody Rhodes stuff though.
Cody Rhodes.
When he started talking about a guy who has carried this company on his back for the past, year.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about Trips.
I thought he was too.
I was like, oh man, they're putting Paul over.
He's gonna give him his flowers.
And then when he said Cody, I was like, what the fuck? Cody literally said, what the fuck?
Well, Cody's coming to Raw.
Well, yeah, that's
they gotta give. There was a lot of hand holding on this show. Like, okay, the commentary and sort of the putting over in promos and putting over on commentary felt very much like a Vince McMahon production.
It was. And it was also at the same time, as you're trying to appeal to a general audience, like it was still very inside. Like a lot of the time, Blakely K was like, "What the fuck are they talking about?" Like I have no idea what they are even saying. So like it was still very inside. But it was trying to explain way too much. Way too quickly.
Like when Michael Cole was giving the explanation of who Dominic Mysterio was, I'm like, you can say less.
Yes.
Like that was a biography's worth of notes.
And the thing of it too was like in the Seth Rollins CM Punk thing when he was doing the whole thing about Seth Rollins went to like the training camp of Punk and then it went nowhere. It went absolutely nowhere. And like even Michael Cole's like, I don't know what else to fucking say here.
Right. He's like, listen, I thought we got over this when the old man left.
Right.
Like, I've been having so much fun lately.
Why are you yelling at me?
20 minutes ago, yeeting. Did you not see me doing that? I got my face on the production truck now.
Yeah. Wild.
So yeah. So like, and again, like, I understand it. You're trying to appeal to a much broader audience. And hey, it's the Stan Lee effect. Totally. Every first episode is somebody's first episode.
And there's a lot of people's first episode.
And there's a lot of people on here. So, like, you really need to set the tone. Okay, I get it. As a longtime fan who knows all this stuff, most people are going to have that reaction of, oh, my God, we're doing this again. But, like, just give it time.
Right.
And when I say that, I hope I'm right.
I hope so, too. Because, like, not to jump over everything, but like this seemed like an hour and a half show in 3 hours.
It did.
Like it was so long.
Really did.
They needed more matches. They needed more segments. They needed.
When I was watching it, I'm thinking to myself, this doesn't seem quite like a PLE. It seems more like a In Your House.
They were trying to make it that special PLE.
You know, it's definitely a big show. It's a special show.
Right.
But it's not your SummerSlam.
Sure.
It's not your King of the Ring, back in the day. This is your In Your House, cold day in hell sort of thing.
Which is fine.
I used to love In Your House.
Sure,
it was one of the shows I got to watch the most as a kid.
I mean, because it was half the price.
Because it was half the price and half the length.
Right.
So watching it, I'm thinking like this feels like a pay-per-view or a PLE. Okay. I don't think that I was necessarily ready for how long it felt.
Yeah.
Because I also feel like if I were to be a casual fan or a first-time viewer, I think there was too much wrestling.
Ooh.
I think there was too much wrestling. I think they should have gone out there and given us an Alpha Academy bit. I think they should have gone out there and given us an R-Truth bit. Not like all of it, not like everybody. But I think having maybe some shorter matches, trimming the fat on like CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa, you could have dropped like 5 minutes from those matches and it would have had the same effect. Actually, it probably would have been better, in some cases.
The thing is, like, they really could have done without having on the same show the 20-minute Triple H promo, the 20-minute Rock promo, the 30-minute Cena promo. Like, those drained the fuck out of the show.
And that was the problem is the home like watching it at home. I was like, this is a good show.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying this. But like this is definitely a good show. You could tell the arena audience
they were tired.
Was dying.
They were tired.
They were tired because dude, that main event, I'm watching it and I'm like, why aren't people jumping out of their fucking seats right now? Like that whole view of the crowd opposite of the camera. I'm like, all these motherfuckers are sitting on their hands.
Right.
Like there's some great shit happening here. Like get off your feet, people. This is why France and Germany
let's not talk about France.
Blow the American audiences out of the water.
Nope.
Bro,
I will agree to disagree with you, sir.
Well, when the American audiences can give big reactions, and granted, the show wasn't set up the best for him, this time around.
Yeah.
But still.
And regardless.
Yeah.
3 hours.
3 hours.
I agree,
much.
Jason. It's way too much.
3 hours is too much if all you're doing is long matches.
Yes.
There
was no Wyatts. There was
no Wyatts.
There was no comedy.
There was no Gunther.
Gunther
had a hell of a Gunther promo package, right. I will say. Hell of a Gunther promo package. But you're telling me we can't make 5 minutes for the world heavyweight champion on Raw?
Right.
We can't get Gunther out for 5 fucking minutes?
How was the title not defended on the first fucking...
The title wasn't defended.
On Netflix. I mean, I understand you're doing a title change on the women's side, but give him a squash.
Yeah.
Give him anything. Give him Sammy, for fuck's sake. He's not going to win anyway, so what the fuck?
You got to run in.
Exactly. Right. All right, so let's get into the matches here.
Okay. Yeah, let's go through the card.
So, the first thing I also want to say is that the boy, 8 years old.
Yeah.
Right off, he's watching the Rock promo. First off, my daughter didn't realize he was a wrestler. She only knew him from the movies. She thought he was a boxer, apparently, or some shit. I don't know. But the boy, he said, "Are we going to see the guy who's the cream of the crop?" And I had to, sometimes, folks, life's hard. Okay. When you have to tell the boy that, I'm sorry, the Macho Man is no longer with us. But the cream does always rise to the top.
Cream always rises to the top.
Because every now and then I'll ask the wife, "Do you want me? I'm making coffee. You want some coffee?" I'll hear a cup of coffee in the other room from an 8-year-old, and all he knows is the promo. Yeah. That's it.
Oh my god. One of Christy's some of our friends from Syracuse came down to visit earlier this year, and their son, I think I was in the office that day. I came home, their son had been watching Macho Man promos.
Oh, wonderful!
Had not watched wrestling before. Immediately fell in love with Macho Man.
Well, how could you not?
And I was like, let's hang out.
Yeah, let's have some fun.
Yeah.
So I explained that to the boy, so he was a little depressed to start off.
Yeah.
But so opening match, you got the tribal chief is on the line.
The tribal chief hood.
the chief hood is on the line.
Yep.
And the fact that they didn't play more into the Rock's fucking gimmick that he just got.
Yeah.
They should have done that.
Yeah.
With this whole match. But
yeah.
You got Solo Sikoa versus Roman Reigns. I had to explain what a manager was, because he's like, "Who the fuck is Paul Heyman?
Why is he outside?
Why is he here?"
Yeah,
and he looks so angry and constipated. I don't understand what's going on. So I decided, no, he needs a manager. And he's like, "Why?" And then he does the introduction. I'm like, "That's why.
Yeah,
that's why right there."
And he's the advisor. He's
the wise man.
The wise man. He advises him on, "I love you so. Love you solo. I love you solo."
So what did you think of this match?
I thought it was okay.
It was fine.
For what it was, I was kind of expecting more.
I was too.
I think if the match... See, here's kind of the problem. You can't make this a 10 to 15 minute match.
No, and Roman doesn't do that.
Roman doesn't do that.
Play that.
Yeah. Homie goes Broadway.
Every time.
Every time. That's his shtick. So, you can't do a short match because you have one of the greatest superstars of any generation, one of the greatest heavyweight champions of any generation, going up against somebody who, has a real bitter feud. Or, a guy that's got a real bitter feud with, it's blood, it's family, it's going to be dramatic, it's going to be intense. Can't go 15 minutes. You got to go Broadway. it seemed like they were kind of off.
This seemed like to me, this is the same match that's on the house show loop.
This was the house show loop match.
Yeah, and I know Roman don't do house shows, but like this was the house show loop match. Like everybody has to run in. There's like the table spot, and the baby goes over.
It was kind of predictable. It was kind of the same thing we've been getting for a while now. And when I say I was kind of expecting more, like I wasn't expecting like crazy bumps or anything, but I felt like the pacing was too slow.
It was very slow.
And we didn't really get anything necessarily big. Like it really wasn't like a big moment.
I guess the biggest moment essentially would be that Kevin Owens got involved and then Cody got involved.
So exactly, your big moment was a feud,
a different feud,
two other guys.
Yeah. Exactly. That is like trying to put. It's kind of the WrestleMania thing where they're trying to get as many people on the show as they can because it's a historical night, as we were told.
Business.
The thing is to like Solo is fine for what he does, right?
I like Solo.
He's fine.
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu is a scary man.
Jacob Fatu, just give him the Ulafala. Give him the title. Give him everything. I hope he just starts beating the shit out of people. And like more so than he already is.
And the thing is, like, he seems so reckless. But like, if you know what you're doing and you're watching him, you're like, this man knows how to think on his feet.
Oh,
because shit goes wrong all the time, and he adapts like a motherfucker.
Well, and the thing is, you and I have been in the business for a while. We were in the business for a while. You know, we've got some years, so like we can kind of watch a match or watch a show and understand the mechanics behind it, and understand, okay, like that went wrong, that went right, but they made it look like it went wrong,
right?
There was the spot in the Elimination Chamber where he slipped on the top rope.
Yep,
took the bump, and immediately started selling his leg
like a pro,
like a fucking pro. There was the spot in this match where when he came in, he slipped on the table and fucking slapped Roman in the face.
Yep,
and I'm like, that was better than whatever he was going to do.
Yeah, 1,000%,
1,000%, because he has done such a good job at making his body language part of his
1,000%
aura.
It's a whole thing. It's a whole experience.
He's like Sabu in a way.
Where,
like, Sabu fucked things up so much that he started doing it on purpose.
Yeah, it's part of his gimmick.
Yeah, it was part of his gimmick. Jacob Fatu could slip on a banana peel, but he would make it part of the match.
And you would still be just as frightened of him.
Yes. Because we have seen him throw his body into spots. So, yeah, why wouldn't there be a situation where he comes charging in, slips,
and then
but hey, I'm still going to hit this motherfucker because his job is to hit a motherfucker.
That's right. And he knows how to do it.
Damn it, if he's not going to hit a motherfucker.
That's right. He gets paid and he does a job.
Yes. And I think that's why he's so appealing to like the diehards, because they're just seeing him go out there, and what you're getting is what you're getting. Is great.
He was super over with the boy because he had gold teeth.
Yeah, why not?
So like he popped huge for that, but he did want Roman to win.
Okay.
He did cheer. I believe he did cheer for every babyface on the show.
Oh, so a babyface show.
So it's still working, folks. At least for an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
As far as the finish, I thought it's what you would expect it to be. There was nothing really too much that was unexpected. The Rock segment at the end, though, was weak.
Yeah. again, like they're building to him versus Roman.
Maybe.
I think so.
I don't know. I think maybe Rock's just like, listen, guys, I'm getting up there. I'm on the board, and I'll come out and I'll wear the goddamn People's Championship. But like,
dude, oh my God, if that isn't the promoter put the belt on himself bullshit. Every time he comes out with that thing, I gotta hear the People's title bestowed upon him by Muhammad Ali's wife.
Didn't he steal it?
Fucking let it go. He had a title made for himself. They gave it to Muhammad Ali's widow, and I hate that. Stop using her as a prop.
She's a real person.
She's a real for real. She's a real person.
She's a real person.
Stop using her as a prop.
Mm-hmm. So I thought that was weird. That it didn't really go anywhere. Like, shoot an angle. Like, this is a big show where you could have shot an angle on anything and you chose not to. Yeah. On anything.
Do you think it would have been too much?
No.
No?
They gave everyone watching zero reason to tune in next week.
This is true.
They gave them zero reason to tune in next week, other than like, come watch more wrestling.
Come watch more wrestling.
Which, as a wrestling fan, is fine, but like, shoot an angle.
Yeah.
Anything.
Yeah. Like if I'm a new fan watching this show, I'm watching this going, wow, they really resolved all of their differences and everybody hates Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. I think we can all get behind that.
Yeah, which we can all get behind.
Which we're going to get to. What was the next goddamn match on this show?
I think after that, we had the women's title match, Rhea versus Liv.
Oh yeah. Which was fine.
Yeah. It would have been better had they actually pulled the trigger months ago.
Totally.
And just finished it when
it should have finished.
When the heat was cooling down.
Yeah.
But hopefully this is it. Hopefully we can move on from that. We can move on.
Yeah. I think there was a lot on this show that was like, okay, we're moving on, which is great.
Because my favorite angle from a year ago went on for way too long.
Can you leave the party, bro?
Yes. Just you can Irish goodbye it. It's fine. It's fine. Just go. Just end it. So hopefully that's it, because I think this is like the 5th time Rhea has gotten her,
revenge.
How many fucking times can you get revenge on a person?
Right? Now you're just being an asshole.
Yeah, no, really.
Like I know you got hurt, but move on.
Now I think you're the problem.
Yeah, right. Maybe Dirty Dom was right.
Yeah, maybe Dirty Dom was right. And maybe they just want to be left alone.
Who knows?
Yeah. Go back to the bottom of the card. Work your way up.
Yeah, it
works sometimes.
It was a fine match. I do think, how underrated is Liv?
So underrated.
She is so good.
Yeah.
And I think because she is who she is, and because she looks the way that she looks, people do not give her the credit that she deserves. She is fantastic. And so is Rhea.
The both of them, there's a reason why they're at the top right now.
Mm-hmm.
They both deserve to be there. I mean, I still am in awe that Rhea has, when you really think about it, Rhea has not been with the company that long.
Not really, no.
And she's still really young.
Mm-hmm.
So she has...
And she lives over here. I think I've seen her at Publix.
I mean, I feel like her and Buddy would be hard to miss.
Well, it's different when she don't got the makeup on. She looks like a completely different person.
I mean, she's...
Yeah, the tats. The blatant case, I've seen those tats over at in the dairy aisle or some shit. The fuck.
I've seen pictures of the two of them at stores and stuff, and Buddy could not look more like a wrestler.
Oh, totally. I mean, he's
that dude's a beast.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I mean, she's got a hell of a career ahead of her. I mean, she's at the point now where she could go do whatever she wanted.
Oh yeah.
She's got that sway. But yeah, fine match. I hope that's the end of the feud. I hope they go and do other things. Loved seeing our man Dirty Dom out there. Just looking glorious.
Doing the thing about him is he's so good, and he's such a natural.
So good.
The fact that he pulled off that leg trip and made it look so nonchalant. Like, I'm just like, that's a pro. That's a first ballot Hall of Famer right there.
Put him in the Hall of Fame now. We've been saying this for months.
Put him in now. I am interested to see what his next run's going to be, though. Well, now that this is over.
I think he's going to SmackDown.
I think so, too.
I think they're all going to SmackDown.
The whole day?
The whole day. Yes, the whole day.
The whole day.
Whole day. Not the New Day. They're going to stay on Raw. But the whole Judgment Day, yes. I think they're going to go to SmackDown. Gunther's going to go to SmackDown. And I would love to see Finn actually beat Gunther for the title.
That'd be nice.
Because I would like to see Finn keep some steam.
Anything. Give that man anything.
Give that man.
Except for another tag title. Jesus Christ.
God. Do something with him.
Right?
Keep him up there. So fine match.
Fine match.
Good. It was fine. Enjoyed it.
Next up, you had.
What did we have next? Was this when Cena came out?
I think this is when Cena came out. Okay. No. Taker came out.
Taker.
And here's the thing. And God, we're just gonna jump to the Hogan thing because we have to at this point.
Yeah. We'll go. Let's go from Taker to Hogan.
Okay, because Taker came out.
Yeah.
Enormous pop.
Yeah.
For the American Badass.
Yeah.
To which I say, this proves that the Hogan thing was not a political thing.
Oh, 100% not a political thing.
Because you had Kid Rock and the goddamn American Badass Undertaker blaring, and the people loved it.
Yeah. So, well, first of all, when Taker's music hit, I was like, why?
I was like, didn't he just retire? Is he doing the Mick Foley thing?
But it was like, I would have expected him to be on the show because his ties to the first Monday Night Raw.
Sure, right.
But like, why now? And I was like, okay, so like maybe they want to give, a little bit more of a rub to Rhea, like give them that moment where, she's standing next to an icon because she's a future icon. I mean, shit, she's an icon now.
Right.
But I was like, I think so I'm going to say this, and this is wild. Okay. I think she did more for Undertaker than he did for her.
Ooh, interesting.
Because like you look at the audience today, I don't give a shit about the Undertaker.
Well, I think like he's definitely done okay. He's got a podcast now.
Yeah,
like everybody else.
Like everybody fucking else got a podcast. Jesus Christ.
Assholes copying us. We're in goddamn season 10, motherfuckers.
Give some to the little guys for once, okay?
A little bit.
Yeah.
YouTube, algorithm. Looking at you specifically.
What do we got to do? What do we start? Got to get more political? Do we need like a political minute every episode? But Taker comes out. Huge pop. Enormous pop.
That's
and listen,
great.
If Undertaker's position outside of wrestling, that for a lot of us, we don't agree with him.
Well, he's from Texas.
But okay, so this is the other thing too, because I remember when that Last Ride documentary came out in 2020.
Okay,
people were freaking out and flipping their shit over the fact that he wore a Donald Trump shirt, supports Blue Lives Matter, and is like a big military supporter. And I'm just like, guys,
who did you think we were talking about?
Yeah, it's like, this is a 60-year-old man from Texas who likes his motorcycles, his freedom, and his flag.
And which, by the way, apparently so does like more than half the country, according to this last election.
Do I like that he was hanging out with Donald Trump on his podcast? No. Do I like that he basically said, I don't care what your politics are, but you're all wrong? No. But has he done a pretty good job keeping that compartmentalized? Yeah.
I would say so. For the most part.
And okay, he doesn't like guys in the back playing video games. Boo fucking who? You know, the man grew up in one of the toughest eras of pro wrestling. Okay. Back in his day, they would stab each other.
Indeed.
Now they're figuring out how to mod Tekken. Like, oh, well, sorry he doesn't agree with you. But in terms of, in terms of shittiness, he's down there. There are a lot worse pro wrestlers who have done not terrible things. Well, I mean, there are guys who've done terrible things, but like there are a lot who have done worse than he has that are still running around. So like, just be mindful of that, I guess.
So we have to talk about this Hogan segment,
dude. Okay.
Which
when they announced Hulk Hogan was going to be at the show, or somebody announced it, my first reaction was, I hope they boo him out of the building.
Oh, they did.
Oh, and they did.
When the music hit, see again, I don't follow that, so I didn't know he was going to be there, right? Yeah. When I'm sitting there with my 8-year-old son, and Real American comes on, and the red and yellow, I was like, why? Why?
WWE owns stock in Real American beer, brother.
The thing was like, and Blakely K, I think, said it best. Like, Blakely K has dealt with Hulk Hogan her entire fucking life, living in Clearwater, Florida. Okay, she has dealt with his shitty fucking family, always being in the fucking news, every scandal. A guy she went to high school with dated his ex-wife. Okay, she's had to deal.
Wait, what? Wait, a guy she went to high school with dated his ex-wife?
Yeah, for like a while.
Oh,
yeah,
good for him, or
I mean,
her?
I'm sure they both enjoyed it at some point.
I mean, I hope they enjoyed something.
It's not my life.
It's not my life. You know.
But the point is, she's watching this, and of course the music hit, and she's like, "Fuck, God, why with this dude?" And then when they started booing, she's like, "Yeah, of course." And yes.
Yo, does he have any picks?
Yeah, you got.
I want picks if they exist.
And she goes, "The WWE is so tone deaf."
Oh.
To think that anything else was going to happen.
Again, it felt like a Vince McMahon show.
It really did.
A lot. There were a lot of moments where I was like, "This is a Vince show." Not the entire show, but there were a lot of spots where I'm like,
And as much as they told us that Raw on Netflix was a historical show, it truly was, because in real time you saw the birth and death of Real American beer.
They had been around for not that long.
After this, it's done. It's over. There's not a chance that they bring back Hogan. There's not a chance that there's a spot for that fucking beer on this show again. Like, it's done. It's over.
It's not looking great. I mean, listen, like, again, the WWE has oh, wait, hang on. He kind of went crazy and lived on a boat in Key West for a while. Well, I mean, you know, I want to live in a van at some point, so
you got the van.
You know, we got the van now. I'm only one bag away.
There you go.
I'm not going to live in a van, Christy. Don't worry. At least not this year. Yeah, I mean, like with the WWE, okay. So much like Netflix has to justify this WWE streaming rights, WWE, I think, needs to justify the purchase of the minority share of Real American beer.
Real American.
Because it was not a good show.
Is this a goddamn Ultimate Warrior comic book all over again? Like, this seems like the same deal.
No, that was worse than this. Literally, do you know what happens in that comic book?
And I don't know, but I know that like the distribution of it was not equal.
Something bad happens to Santa Claus.
Oh, okay.
By the Ultimate Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
It's not great. Chrissy just has sad exhausted face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Taker comes out, big pop. It's Taker. Hogan comes out. They boo the shit out of him.
And poor Jimmy Hart. He's just waving a flag.
Yo, that I felt so bad for Jimmy.
He's like, he's like, I'm back, baby. I get a spot.
Back, baby. Tell him, Hoaxster. Tell him we got the Great American Beer right here, Daddy. Let's do it. We're back in. Hoaxster, brother. I think they're booing you. Hoaxster. Hoaxster. Oh no, we gotta go. First of all, I don't know if anybody watching who's knew who the fuck Jimmy Hart was.
No. My kid only knew him because he saw him in Hogan's Beach Shop one time, and he's like, that's that weird guy that was in the wrestling shop.
Yeah, dude, it was sad to see the two of them out there.
It was
number one before Hogan even opened his mouth to see the two of them out there like that. I'm like, this is sad.
It's sad. I don't know if it was just me, okay? And I know you said like there was something off about this show.
Yeah.
Everyone on this show.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Looked to be 20 years older than they should be.
They all look tired.
They all looked old and tired. Yeah. Every single person.
How many times did you notice people calling spots to each other?
Often,
right?
Yeah.
There were no, and I'm like, did people forget what, like, it just seemed like something was off that night, and like maybe it was pressured to do well.
Maybe,
because of where they're now streaming, but at the same time, I'm like, God damn, guys, like this isn't anything you haven't done before,
right?
But yeah, seeing Hulk and Jimmy coming out, I'm just like, oh God, it's sad to see because listen, growing up, once we got into like the late 90s into the 2000s, like the golden age, the 80s era of pro wrestling was still very much that era that they would bring in every now and then. And you would be like, yeah, this is great.
Right.
That's the Attitude Era now. So when they're bringing out guys like Hogan and he's still doing the shtick from 91, it's not working.
Nobody cares.
Especially with like a newer audience probably only knows you as a racist.
Yeah.
Or
the sex tape.
One
of the two.
One of the two. Maybe both. Probably both.
So
you're not getting any love from them.
No.
Older fans like me are looking at this as like, okay, he's racist. I don't know what the relationship between him and Bubba the Love Sponge's wife was, so like I'll leave that to them.
I mean, consensual adults, I suppose.
But like, I thought a lot about the idea of, can you separate the art from the artist? A lot of times I can.
Okay.
A lot of times I can't. Hulk Hogan is somebody that I can no longer separate the art from the artist.
No.
Mainly because when you see Hogan at the MAGA rallies, when you see him going onto podcasts and telling blatant lies, when you see him writing a new history of something that everybody knows
did not happen.
He's not going out there as Terry Bollea.
No.
He's going out there as Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
Only Hulk Hogan has ruined Hulk Hogan.
Brett screwed Brett.
No, Brett didn't screw Brett.
Well, no, but
Well, I mean, he didn't help. Okay,
no.
Brett. Listen, Brett. Okay, Brett. I love you. I wear you on my chest. But like, I mean,
you're kind of a miserable fuck.
You're kind of, I mean, I love you, buddy. I love you, man. One of my favorites growing up, still to this day. But like, come on. I mean, I think it was a work, but like,
I mean, it definitely was.
It definitely was a work.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, Hogan's got no one to blame but himself, because this was not a political issue. This is not a what side of the fence do you lean on. This is, you have ruined your legacy every chance that you've got,
because you are a shitty person.
Because you're a shitty person, and you harbor shitty feelings for people. And I don't think that the WWE or any wrestling company should ever bring him back.
I agree.
Mainly so that he no longer tarnishes his legacy.
It's already done, though.
I mean, it's done. But here's the thing. It could get worse.
Oh, it probably will.
It could, and it will get worse, which is why, like, if I'm the WWE, I'm saying, Terry, thank you for all that you have done for this company. We'll keep you on a Legends deal.
Your services are no longer required.
Your services on camera are no longer needed. And I think that's where they need to leave it alone.
Like, we would love to do a life cast of you, so when you're dead, we can do a bronze statue thing.
Right.
But
and
like,
the thing is like, his merch still sells. Like, there's still like Mattel is still making a figure of him every 3 months.
When we went to the Royal Rumble last year, like 20% of the merch was Hulkamania stuff.
Yeah.
And he wasn't
on him when he came on screen.
Yeah, he wasn't actually there.
No, he wasn't there. Like, they showed him on video and they booed.
Yeah.
So like, and that's the other thing too, because I saw some comments about like, oh, well, it's a liberal town, so of course they're going to boo Hogan. No, they booed him in his hometown.
It wasn't a political thing.
Tampa, Florida,
booed the fuck out of him, and his beach shop was
down the street.
It's 35 minutes from that fucking arena.
So guess what, folks? It got nothing to do with politics. If you're trying to ride that train, guess what? It's going to come down and it's going to hurt inside. He's crashing out.
Yes, he is, and that's fine. He can go away.
Yes, he can go away.
He is one that can go away.
Yep.
We did have a match we got to talk about next, which was Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Jey Uso entrance with Homie puffin?
Yo, I'm okay. All right, so hang on. I need to set the stage.
Okay.
So Monday nights, Christy and I typically go out. We play Dungeons and Dragons with some friends. This is every Monday night. Our plans for Monday got a little wonky, so like, midway through being there, because this is at like a bar restaurant type of thing. We were like, hey, you know what? Not really feeling too well tonight. Like, we're gonna go home. We go. So like, I started the show late. That at some point Christy goes to bed. There's still like half the show left. So I'm like, I'll stay up. So you know me. I get myself nice and right. I get myself nice and cozy. Get a little cozy going. I got a kitty cat on my lap. I got a kitty cat, a couple seats down on the couch. And I'm just enjoying.
The best way to watch the show.
The best way, relaxed, cozy. And I see Travis Scott come out, and I'm like, "Yo, is he smoking a blunt?" I was like, "No fucking way, absolutely no way."
What the fuck did Pat McAfee call it? He called it something else. Like, he tried to play it off like it wasn't what it was.
Oh yeah.
And I can't remember what the hell he called it. He could like the steam's coming out of his mouth or something like that. Like,
oh, dude, like the best is after Raw. So like Triple H, I think during the press conference was like, I'm really happy that Jey did not take that.
Oh yeah,
because he was trying to pass it to him.
Yeah.
Jey was like, and then like fucking the guy like Tessitore, after doing the post show, was talking with Jey, and he was like, I felt like you may have had a contact high there or something. Just like them going back and forth on it was hilarious. But dude, he came out with that, and I was like, who the fuck?
Who let that happen?
Who let that happen?
Who let that happen?
I mean, listen, it's the Netflix era.
Fucking
technically anything could go. I mean, they don't want anything.
They don't
to
want
go,
anything to go, but like, yeah.
Was there not a producer on the scene who was like, "Listen, man, we have kids in the crowd"?
I mean, it may have been one of those things where he just had it in like his coat pocket, and then like as soon as it was his time, he lit it and went out. Like there might not have been time.
And also in the moment, are you going to be like, "Hey, Trav, like you got to put out that blunt"?
Hey, like this is a no smoking building, brother.
Yeah.
Like,
and do you think he's going to go, "Oh, okay,
my bad,
my bad"? No,
no.
He's making an appearance.
Totally.
And you know what though? Like, I think it's great because he may have made history that night.
He may have, yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure on some indie it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
I can almost guarantee that it's happened. I mean, you got the pot gimmicks out there.
Yeah, totally.
But I can't think of another instance where a guy has come out on a national wrestling promotion and smoked weed on their flagship broadcast.
It is probably a first.
This is so.
It may be a first in sports history.
It
might be a first in sports history.
You know, you're not wrong.
I don't think. I mean, I don't think it ever happened in the NFL. I don't think it ever happened in. I mean, maybe UFC is the only other one that I can think. Maybe
I mean, like maybe UFC 1 where they were just like pulling guys off the streets.
Yeah.
You know,
but yeah, it was wild, but it did lead to, like you said, Jey Uso's entrance.
Yep.
Which, goddamn, if they didn't get their money's worth on that drone for this entrance, because like I was getting dizzy.
I was getting dizzy.
You know, a little motion sick on that one. And again, guys, give me a oneer over the drone any day.
Yeah.
But this did lead to the conversation of Jey Uso is the boys' favorite wrestler.
Sure.
And do you know why he is the boys' favorite wrestler?
Why?
Because he looks most like Macho Man Randy Savage.
I love that.
He is the closest thing to Macho Man Randy Savage.
And okay, we have had some criticisms of Jey Uso in the past.
Sure.
And I still stand by a lot of that criticism. However, he has taken a stupid fucking thing that him and Cody did
while drunk,
goofing around at a press conference, and he has turned it into gold.
Into $1 million idea.
Sunglasses, t-shirts. He's one of the best-selling guys right now.
My son referred to him as the Yeet Yeet guy.
The Yeet Yeet guy.
Because he did not know his name.
Yeah.
Until I told him he was Mr. Yeet.
But the fact
cousin to Mr. Beast, apparently. You know?
Fuck Mr. Beast. The fact, though, that he recognized, like, oh, he dresses like the Macho Man.
Yeah.
Makes me the most happy because he's not wearing black. He's not going out there looking like every other guy. He's putting color in his gimmick.
Yep.
He's wearing shiny gear now. He's looking great. I think every development for a persona that they and he has put into himself has been tremendous.
It's definitely come a long way.
Yes,
that's
for definitely come a long way. I think that this is the best version of him, and it's only a matter of time before he's at the top.
I think so. I think he's gonna get a championship run for sure. Yeah. But god damn it, how good is Drew McIntyre?
Fucking great.
He is one of the greatest fucking wrestlers ever.
Yeah.
Just the build, the look, the selling, the mannerisms, everything.
One thing. This is something that I think I have one issue with Drew.
Okay.
But it's not necessarily of Drew, it's of a lot of big guy wrestlers.
Okay.
Too often you see them come down to the other guy's size. And Drew McIntyre, I have seen be guilty of this on numerous occasions, where he will crouch down to chop somebody, or he'll crouch down to take a shot.
Right.
Homie, you're a big motherfucker. Never not be a big motherfucker. If a guy is smaller than you, don't like, yeah, I'm gonna tell Drew McIntyre what to fucking do. No, but like the way I always looked at wrestling, you know, me being kind of like a smaller guy in a land of a lot of what?
I wouldn't tell yourself shit.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
average.
average.
I mean,
you know, 5'11", 6 foot. That's, you know, actually average for most guys, I would say. But like, my thing was always like, if I were a big guy, I would always tailor my matches to meet the guy across the ring from me.
Right.
So if it's a smaller guy, maybe I'm not throwing a lot of chops. Maybe I'm not throwing a lot of strikes. But you know what I'm doing? I'm throwing him around and I'm clubbing him a bunch.
Right.
If it's a guy bigger than me, I'm trying to chop him down to size.
Right.
So, like, you have to be able to find that balance. And I often see him sort of shortening himself to meet the smaller guys.
Right.
And listen, Drew McIntyre is gold. Absolutely gold. But it's the one thing that when I watch him, I'm just like, fucking blast him. Stop trying to crouch down. You know, so.
This was a very fun match to watch with the boy, especially with the finish. Drew doing the cocky thing and then getting the crucifix at the end. Which is so like me.
It's so simple
and easy, and it works every time. And to watch the boy who was rooting for his new favorite wrestler and Jey Uso and think that it was over when, you know, he collapsed and then pull off the win, like that's pro wrestling magic.
That is pro wrestling.
That's good shit.
You know who else did that? Bret Hart.
Pro wrestling magic.
Pro wrestling magic. A little fake sell.
Oh yeah,
roll up win.
Yeah, totally. You know, playing possum, as it were.
Playing possum.
Then we had our main event of the evening. Seth Rollins versus CM Punk.
Oh yeah.
What'd you think?
I enjoyed it. A little bit long. This is the thing. I feel like oftentimes with a lot of wrestling shows I watch now, I'm like, this is a great match, but like much like a movie, if you shaved a few minutes off, I feel like it would be better because it's tighter, it's succinct. You're not giving the crowd that much downtime. You know, you're letting the big spots simmer so that you can sell, and then the big pops happening at the end. You know, I thought it was a good match. For me, I was like, you know, it's going on for a while.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I hate. They've done this twice now.
Okay.
And I hate this. They need to not do this anymore. Because it's bullshit. You cannot plead with the ref to forgive the rules. They did that with Rhea in the shark cage match so that she didn't get counted out. And it was fucking stupid and ruined the fucking match. And then you had Seth pleading with the same ref. I'm pretty sure it's the same guy.
That was a different ref.
It was a different ref?
It was a different ref.
Okay. And then Seth is saying, no, you have to let this go. And the ref instead of enforcing the fucking rules, just said, don't put me in that situation.
Yes. So I agree with that. However, a way they could have really made it work. Seth Rollins goes through the same thing. Give us some freedom. Ref's like, don't put me in that position. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. 5 minutes later, CM Punk gets Seth in the same position. Ref's like, you got to bring it in. Punk goes, you need to let us do what we need to do. So that way you're getting the agreement from both wrestlers. And at that point, because listen, it's always been referee's discretion.
Well, yeah, it's all horseshit. So yes.
But like more so, you see that more so in title matches. But I think like in this instance, I think you have Seth say that to him. And the ref is just like, get him back in, switch it up a bit. Punk is on top of Seth. Punk goes to the ref. You need to just let us do this. And I think at that point, it's fine. It's fair for the ref to go, you know what? Fine.
I think you could have. There's a way you could have done it better.
Okay.
And again, if you're giving me the pencil, right?
Colored pencil right there.
Fucking A, it's New Year. So the way I would have done it is pleading with the ref to change the rules is horseshit. However, if, say, there's a double count out, a double disqualification, and then the match gets restarted under new rules, that's not horseshit.
I like that too.
Because then the fans think they're getting fucked. And then Trips comes out, or The Rock, depending who the fuck you want.
No, don't bring either of them out. No. Oh, okay. Hang on. Let's write this.
Okay. Get the pencil.
You have the match go like 15 minutes.
Right.
Double count out.
Through the table, even.
Like elbow drop through the table, both guys down.
Totally.
Neither guy can make it back into the ring. Really make the audience go, wait, what the fuck?
Right.
And like let it simmer for a bit.
Totally.
Like literally have Michael Cole and Pat McAfee go, well, I guess this is it. This
like,
isn't
do a fake sign off. It's Netflix.
Yeah,
who gives a fuck?
Thank you for joining us on the most historic night in the world. I'm Michael Cole. He's Pat McAfee. And then, whoa, stop.
Yeah.
And I think you have both guys plead to the referee.
Keep going.
Restart the match. Give us restart the match and allow us to take some liberties. And the referee goes, fine. Goes to the announcer. Announcer goes, this match is going to restart. And this is going to be a no disqualification, no count out match.
Right.
You want to bring the arena audience
back into it.
That's how you do it right there. The eruption, the energy. And then you just have these two guys meet back in the center of the ring and just start punching the shit out of each other. Game over. That's it.
That's it. Over huge.
You've got him.
Got him again.
Yeah.
But again. Overall, the match was pretty good. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of Punk. I'm not really a huge fan of Seth either. So like I had like no dog in this fight, but like for the most part, it was a good, solid match.
Yeah. The fucking Rollins blasted him with a GTS.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you caught that, but
I did.
Like he hit him with that, and I was like, "Oh shit, we selling potatoes tonight."
Oh yeah, and when he was doing the little kicks in the corner, like to his head, like those weren't worked.
Holy shit, brother. The finish was interesting too because did you see anything online after the fact regarding the finish?
Oh yeah, that was the same finish that he did with Moxley.
The same finish he did with Moxley.
Yeah.
Which, listen. Everybody's still working that Shield angle. So what do you think the chances are we get that between him and Roman at some point?
I think it does happen, but I don't think we should look into it that much. No. I think what you're looking at is a very spiteful man. I think what you're looking at is somebody who says one thing but really feels another way. And who says, I've moved on and bygones be bygones, but is still taking any chance he can to take shots all the fucking time. Yeah. Like, that's just kind of who that dude is. Yeah. And so, like, I wouldn't put it past it to be like, oh, I'm going to do the same fucking finish to get over on these motherfuckers. Like,
Right.
That's just kind of who he is. And like,
Yeah.
I think he does a great job of masking that to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But like at the same time, like when you can spot like some dude who's kind of shitty, like you just know.
Yeah. I mean, you and I have been around a lot of shitty dudes in
Yeah,
business. So, we just know. Believe me.
Yeah, you can tell.
I will say there was one shot of him during the entrance, Punk, where he comes out and he turns his back to the ring and he's looking at the crowd above the entryway. And they've got the drone shot that's like panning out, and you see him looking at everybody, and you just see him go, "Wow."
Yeah.
Like that for me seemed to be like the most legitimate reaction I have seen on somebody, especially him, in a while.
And it was also a look of like, I'm walking backwards. Please don't fucking trip and fall.
Please don't trip me.
Yeah, please don't fall.
Yeah.
Cause like this in their mind, and I'm sure, I mean, the highlights from this show will happen forever.
Oh yeah.
And God damn it, if you're not going to be doing a Fortnite dance while you're watching it.
I mean, it's the most historic night in the history of the world.
Twice. 2-time Black Belt Hall of Famer.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever.
So overall, I thought the show was way too long. I thought it was really boring. I thought for the most part, there was a nothing happening show other than Hulk Hogan's career dying. And I have no reason to tune in next week.
As a wrestling fan, I thought it was a fine show. I thought it was a solid show overall. If I'm a new fan, I don't know that I would have made it through that entire show. Maybe an hour's worth, and then I would have been like, okay, I've seen enough. Rumor has it that starting next week, they're going to go back to their episodic format.
Okay.
Which is great.
It needs to be. It should have been more on this.
But I think they missed a lot of opportunities with this.
I agree.
And I think even considering the business perspective of it all, I understand why The Rock was there. I understand why Cena was there. I honestly, I don't understand why Hogan was there.
No, I still, other than the beer thing. That's it.
But the format of the show, I understand why it was the way that it was from a business perspective. However, as a wrestling fan who's been in the business, and I like to think that I might know a thing or two.
You may.
There is something that casual fans really enjoy. And that is the circus of it all.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't feel like we got the circus.
We did not get the circus.
Yeah.
No, we got a very it's kind of like when you really want to see like something weird and bizarre and like you pay like your quarter to go see the smallest woman alive, and then like you turn the corner and it's just like it's Tammy. Like
all I can think of is Danny DeVito and his son just going, I'm gonna get real weird with it.
Yeah,
and just like that's what it is. But and I think that's what a lot of wrestling fans want too. Is the circus of it all.
Oh yeah, that's half the fun.
Because look, that's what I fell in love with pro wrestling, and that like I love the cheesy shit. I love the over the top shit. Bring back the neon. Bring back the colorful characters. Don't bring back the colorful ropes though. Like that shit don't work.
And leave the dentists out of it. Like let's
leave the dentists out of it.
And the professions and that sort of thing.
Yeah, like or maybe bring them back at in some level.
They should modernize it, right? So like instead of like the evil dentist, it's like the evil H&R Block guy.
It's fucking modern day IRS.
Yeah. like instead of Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
Yeah.
It's like your local politician that wants to ban recycling. Like, let's modernize it a little bit.
I mean, they had like I want to say, who was it? Like fucking Juice Robinson. I think when he was in the WWE, he was like an organic, eco-friendly gimmick.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's like, I mean, it worked better for Daniel Bryan, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Like, but that's more about the man.
That's more about the man. Yeah, I don't necessarily want to see job professions as gimmicks again, but I wouldn't. But like, I love the Wyatt Six shit.
Oh, it's great.
Like, I love that stuff. I loved Bray Wyatt. I love the spooky characters. I still very much love the over-the-top dudes and gals coming out in spikes and face paint.
A lot of chains.
Too much chains. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should try to like diversify our gear and our gimmick looks.
Less black, less chains. Like
I don't need a doomsday punk rock gimmick with everybody.
Wrestler. Let's leave the red and black alone.
Yeah. I think that's all I got to say.
I think that's it. I think we did it. So if you've got an opinion on the first ever Raw on Netflix, leave it in a comment below. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Follow us on the socials at Brainwreck TV. And for God's sakes, folks, if you could, please get yourself a goddamn shirt. We got a new one up there now from something you said last week. Get your official. I peaked years ago.
But listen, I have another peak coming. Peak number 2 is happening.
There ain't just one peak in Everest.
This year, okay? I'm going to reach my peak again.
Twice.
Yeah.
2 times Tuesday.
And at least I hope I plateau this time. Because like before I peaked, and then I was like, it kind of feels cool. Like, now I'm like, I'm going to peak, and then I'm going to plateau that shit. And when I turn 50, I'm going to peak again.
You're going to peak again. All them peaks.
I ain't going to peak again until I hit 75.
Well, God bless you. That's what I say. But for this week, I've been Jason X.
I'm Kevin Graham.
And this has been your show.
Peace.